Hi and welcome to my channel. It's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147, and I thought I'd do a little bit of a different video. So I'm currently in the process of trying to tidy up my craft room a bit and put things away. Sorry, I'm just trying to find a pen. I was so not organised. That's the one thing I forgot to sort of grab. So yeah, I'm trying to sort of sort out and organise my craft room, and I thought, do you know what, I've not done a video on sort of what I do once I've unboxed something at the end. I may have touched on it in videos, so if you've been with us for a while, you've probably seen some of what I do, but I haven't made a video specifically on it. So I thought I will make a video while I am putting this, last unboxing away from fan sales that I put up on Friday, and I will sort of show you what steps it is I do to put things away and how I store paintings that I've not yet worked on. Okay, this has got quite a nice variety of items in the fact we've got an off the canvas, we've got a special diamond painting, and I have a 30 by 40 diamond painting as well. So first thing I do is I make sure that I label up my diamonds compared to my items, because I do store them in different places. It is a lot easier for me, especially with the paintings, to have the paintings stored in one way to keep them flat and to have the diamonds stored somewhere else. So I do have some labels for this because I like labels. These are new ones, so do keep an eye out. There is more information coming out on these on Saturday, but they are, based on the standard label that I used to use. So let me grab one of those. So I cut them up into strips. So this is the basic label that I used to use, and it's still nice, but it's just not as pretty. And it still has the same information. So the name of the picture, the size, the shop, and whether it's round, square or special. But these are just prettier. They've got little diamonds on, they're a bit bigger, so there's more space to write. So anyway, I'm going to get sort of the stuff prepared and then I will show you how it goes away. So the first one we have is a clock. I only currently have one clock. This one is a tin clock, so what I may do is just call it tin clock. Have I got a pen that's working? I've got a pen that's not fantastic. Okay, bear with me, I'll be back. Okay, sorry, I'm going to try that now with a pen that works. I think it's a different colour, this one as well, which... I'm just going to write over what I've already written, just because I'm funny like that. Okay, so I'm going to call it tin clock, because then I'll definitely know what it is. In regards to this, I'm actually not going to put a size, because the size doesn't really bother me when it comes to off the canvas items. The reason being is I store them all in one place, so that's not so much of a biggie. The shop for this one is Fan Sales. I like to do that because, well, partly because I do videos, of course, so I like to be able to, let me just zoom in so you can actually see what I'm writing. I like to, of course, be able to reference them, find the links for them if they are things that I'm going to be doing videos on. But for yourself personally, it may be just that should anything happen and you've been missing any diamonds when you work on it, you want to get in contact with the seller. If you really like it, you may want to purchase from there again. It's just handy information to have. And then in this one, it is a special. So I'm just going to put across in the specials box. Now, I tend to do this same thing. I tend to also write it out a second time. The reason being is then, of course, I can label each item. Now, quite often with the likes of off the canvas items, I may only need one sticker because everything is contained in its package. And if I hadn't have ripped the box apart, I probably could have kept everything together. Because I did rip the box apart, that's not an option. And in the case of this, I actually have the pack which has the diamonds, but I do also have the pieces for the clock. Now what I might do, if I just zoom you back out again while I'm not writing, I'll zoom in for the next one, is I don't tend to use the toolkits that come with it. But of course with this one, it has extra things in it and it has bits in it that I'm going to need. So I'm going to put the hands and the bits in there. Have we got anything else? No. I'm going to throw them into my tub that holds all my toolkits. It's quite full. It's a bit full at the moment, but I basically have one of these plant pots from IKEA that just says toolkits, and I just house them there until I find either somewhere to pass them on or my daughter takes them into school. So for the purposes of this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in here. I'm hoping they'll fit, because it keeps everything together and it saves me hunting for a second item, which I really don't want to be doing. And then what I do is I will label each of these up. So I will put one sticker on the diamonds and I'll put one sticker on the clock. Now for this one, I'll put it straight on the clock because it comes with a clear protective cover, and it's just a reference for me. So I know if I go to my bin to do this, I know that this is a tin clock, and therefore I will find the diamonds that also say tin clock. You can name them whatever you like. Name them something that makes sense to you. So we've also got this bee. If you are a fan of bees and you have a lot of paintings of bees, you may need to sort of refine how you name them. I don't. So I'm going to put B. I'm going to put 30 by 30, which is the original size that they are, that it states, even though the canvas is smaller. If you did want to make note of both, you could put in brackets what's the actual drill size, but I'm not as fussed about that. It is a special, but for this one I am going to put a P. I sometimes use that when it's a partial. So I may have a round or a square that's a partial, and I will just pop a P in the box, and that shows me that it's a partial painting. It's not a biggie. Quite often I decide what I'm doing by looking at the canvas, not at the diamonds, which means I'll be able to see it's a partial. But even so, I'll do that. And then the other one that I've got is a mystery painting. So for this one, I'm just going to put mystery. I do have a couple, I think. No, I only have one mystery painting in my stash now anyway. I did have another one from Fansales, but it wasn't the 30 by 40, it was the 30 by 30, which means if I still had both of those to go, that's how I'd tell the difference. Of course, I've also got the company. So if you've bought a mystery painting from a few different companies, you can of course deduce which one it is by the company's logo maybe. Or you can just give them their own name. Even if it's Mystery 1, Mystery 2, at least when you are hunting for the diamonds, you're hunting for a diamond for Mystery 1 or for Mystery 2. So, in regards to these now, to get them sort of finished, ready to go away. So for the B, I'm going to pop this up in the top right hand corner. And then for special diamonds, I do keep them all in these packets. I find that I don't find that I need /want. Oh, I didn't mark that one as a special. That'll teach me. Put the P in there. I don't find that I have as many specials. They are also quite often small and compact. If you don't want to purchase any different type of baggies for storing your diamonds, then do by all means keep them in what they came in. By labelling them up, I will be able to find it. So what I have for my special diamond paintings, of which I don't have loads left, is again another plant pot from IKEA. I have a few on some shelves for some smaller items. This one holds my special diamonds, so that will go in there. Also, the ones from my clock will go in there, and that is where I'll keep them. Most of the time, this is only diamonds for paintings, because quite often an off the canvas item, I will just keep it all together, and as I say, use one sticker. But in this case, I do need to put the specials in here. So when I go to do this, I know it's a special diamond painting because I've marked it. So this is where I will go for the diamonds straight off. I don't go anywhere else. You can of course keep them all together in one, whatever suits you. I found it's better to sort of split things up a little bit. So that's those two, the diamonds are away. For this one, this is a mystery painting, of course. So I'm going to put my sticker on the top corner of the sheet, and then I could just put the sticker straight on the diamonds and put that away. But I like these bags. I think they look pretty. So this one is for these diamonds. Now I find quite often 30 by 40s, if the diamonds either come in bags, definitely if they come in bags, even if they come in the smaller bags, you know, that are all on a strip, you can quite often cut them up and still get a 30 by 40 in this A6 size bag. If not, I do have some bags that are also A5, and I use a mixture of the two. And then again, I'm just going to pop my sticker on there that tells me what painting it is. Okay, so they're all stickered up, ready. Now I'll show you how I also sort of store these. So I have quite a few fan cells, as you may have guessed. I actually store these in a drawer unit that fits on my Kallax shelves. I do have a craft room tour if you do want to be able to see, you know, my storage space for stuff. So I actually have quite a lot. A lot of them are the old stickers. I may change them just because pretty. But again, this tells me it's Belle 30 by 40, it's fan cells. Now, because of the amount of fan cells I have, these are all fan cells diamonds. They're all in one place. I can flip through and I can quite easily see the name of the painting so that I can grab the diamonds for that painting. If when I kit it up I have some over, I can just pop the overs in this bag while I'm working on it, and then when it becomes empty, it goes into my normal stuff. I did used to just store them in the packets they came in, and to be fair, you can get a lot more in your storage if you do it that way. And that's why these labels are peeling off, is because they've been on the original bag and I've peeled them off and put them onto another one, which is another reason I might replace them. But I like them in the zip bags. I like having these ready. I've also got some in the A5, which this is a bigger one. So this is 95 by 40. All the diamonds are in there. I've also got some here, of course there's a few, and they just sort of sit like that. But I can flip through and I can see each and every one. When they were stored in the bags they came in, I could actually get it too high, too deep. And I had a full row across the bottom and a full row across the top, but I've had to sort out since. And this is partly also why I've gone to these bags, as well as liking them. I'm limiting the space I have. So I have one of these for fancels, and they are any painting that is fancels in round. I also have another one that is round other companies, so all other companies. I have a few in the bigger baggies. This one's in a bigger baggie just because I've used pretty much all of my small ones. But they, again, I can flip through them all, find which one I want, off I go. I partly got these size bags because you can actually fit 2 in a row really nicely. Also, if you do need to have some that are A5, it's quite nice where they stack together. So I have that one, and then I have one for my square diamonds. I also have some very big bags. I bought a variety pack, basically. I bought a variety pack of these black bags, and sort of figured out what size I like to use. And then, so that's the smaller contemplation one that I need to do. And then I've got what's coming next, sort of sneak peek of something that's coming up. But yeah, a lot of the bigger paintings, of course, take a bigger bag. But for the small paintings, especially if you like smaller snack size paintings, they work really well. They're all square, so they're all the square paintings I've got to do. So that's how I store my diamonds. Okay, they're all labelled up so I can grab them. But as I say, I quite often shop by item. So I will go and think, I fancy doing a special, I fancy doing a round, I fancy doing a square. And that varies. If I like to do a big one, so for big diamond paintings, I have them rolled. Okay, so I have them rolled, I have what they are on the end so I can see, and I have them just popping out of my Kallax shelf. If I buy a big painting that is double-sided tape, so not this clear cover, the opaque cover, I tend to not unroll it fully, because I do find if you unroll it fully and then roll it again, that can sometimes cause rivers. So I will peel back some to, of course, check the quality. But quite often I'll either, if I'm ordering a big one that is an opaque cover, quite often I'm working on it pretty quick. But for these ones that I get from the likes of fancels, that I'm not quite sure when I'm going to do them, but I know I like them, then I just keep them rolled with little clips just to keep them together. Anything that's sort of 30 by 40 and sometimes a little bit bigger, can be 40 by 50. I use these trouser hangers. So again, you can see on my craft room tour how these are hung up on my wall. I have 8, so I actually have 4 hung up in a row, and underneath I have 4. But then I know where everything is, and I just basically grab the hanger I want to do a painting of. And this is where these go. So this is a special diamond painting. They're all together, they're all labelled, and I know exactly where to go when I want the diamonds for one of these. So I will shop and have a look and go, oh yes, I fancy doing that one. I'll grab the diamonds to go with, and off I go. Then I also have one that is 30 by 40s in round, and then I have one in squares. So this is all my 30 by 40s. In fact, that one is actually a 60 by 40, but it was 2 separate images on one. So I've labelled it 60 by 40 because then I know what I'm looking for in my diamonds. But I've actually cut them down so that they can hang on here. And then I do have one that is still a 30 by 40, but this one actually is a true diamond painting area of 30 by 40, so it's a little bit bigger, which is why it's further at the back. It is that opaque cover. I have peeled it back, and therefore it's staying flat now. So you can still get some rivers, but it's not as bad. So this one, what I'm going to do, oh, actually, this one is a landscape. I do have a hook for landscape. So I have this one that's it's landscape ones and it's smaller ones. I've combined them together because I don't have too many smaller ones at the moment. Most of them I have a 30 by 40. So actually I'm going to put that one in there because while the picture may not be landscape, I actually don't know yet until I've done it. But the key reads as though it's a landscape. So that's actually going to go there. And they're just labelled up with a label maker and they hang on my wall, which keeps them safe out the flipping way, which is always a plus. And yeah, I can grab whatever it is I want. I then have a tub or sort of a big bin that I house off the canvas items. So this will go in there. And that is how I sort of label up and store my diamond paintings. I hope that is helpful to some of you that are maybe building up your collection and getting to the point of, okay, where do I put this? I also do have a hook. So the hooks I have, just to give you a rundown, Megan has some. So Megan has 3 hooks. So Megan has 3 of these hangers. So while I say I have 8, I only have 5. She has one that has her Disney pictures, her 30 by 40 she keeps together, and then she has landscape and square. A lot depends on what paintings you actually have. I have 30 by 40 in round. I have a 30 by 40 in square. I have landscape, which has actually become more landscape and small. Probably need to redo the label for that. I then have one that's named Special. And then I have one called Projects. And this is one that's a new one, which is why these two are now combined. They used to be one hanger for landscape, one hanger for 30 by 30 and smaller. I combine them together because I don't have many paintings in that style. I now have a hook called Projects. So that's currently got my comparison paintings on it. And that just works for me and the way I work. So maybe if you do a lot of paintings as gifts, maybe you'll have a hanger that's named Gifts. And you can mix it up depending on how you like to work. Maybe you have some that are partials, you enjoy a partial, but you also enjoy a full. Maybe that's how you split them up. Go by what paintings you have and what works for you. My Projects hanger is pretty flipping full at the moment, but as I say, I do have a few comparison type videos coming up, so that's basically where I put those. This probably needs to be renamed to Landscape and Smaller or Other, maybe. And that can house all of those. And then of course I've got my 30 by 40 round, which can go back. And then what we also have is Megan's current project. So Megan is currently working on a Tinkerbell, which is a 50 by 75. Because this canvas has been prepped and she has got herself ready for doing this one and has actually started. She's also doing the sort of abstract. There's a few different names that people have put and I need to determine which one it's going to be. Because she's working on this, of course, it's up and down like a yo-yo. This painting, quite often it will get stored on this desk through the week and I have to move it to film. What we've recently done is we've recently just put, quite simply, a bulldog clip the right distance apart for my hooks that hold my hangers, and we just put it across all of them because while I access my hangers to get whatever the next project is, I'm not accessing it all the time, and I find that I'm actually removing her painting off my desk more than I'd like. So that is now basically hung up over the whole thing because it's a current project, and if it was only my diamond paintings and only I was maybe working on one, it keeps it out of the way. Some people I know will store theirs in a wardrobe. If that's the best space that you've got, that's ideal. I am lucky enough to have a craft room, albeit a very small one. So mine are just hung on the wall because it's a craft room. I wouldn't hang them on the wall in my front room. That would be a different matter. But yeah, that is how I store my diamonds and my paintings. So I hope that has been helpful to you. Big ones are wrapped up or rolled up, apart from, of course, when they're actually being worked on. And I have got videos on how I like to work on a canvas. At the moment, Megan likes hers fully out because she's doing the advent calendar style. So she moves from working at the top to working at the bottom, and she just rolls it as and when she needs to, but her canvas has all been cut into sections, so it doesn't tend to pucker the same way as a painting that's not been worked on would. So I'm going to go and pop this in my box that contains all the off the canvas items for when I'm in the mood for doing one of those, or maybe if I want to introduce somebody to the craft, I'll give them a notebook or something to see how they like it. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon.